Here are some of the most expensive things sold at auction. Billionaire Life Seekers. Have you ever wondered what are the most expensive things sold at the auction? From arts to artifacts, yachts to precious gems and metals, reputable auctions are renowned for hosting the most coveted items in the world, with prices entering the hundreds of millions. Today's list houses the most expensive auction items ever sold in the world. Let's get right into it. Number 20. Marilyn Monroe's dress. Possibly one of the most iconic items of clothing of the 20th century, and a worthy entrant on our list of the most expensive auction items and things ever sold. The ivory pleated dress was designed by William Trevilla in 1955 for Marilyn to wear in the movie The 7-Year Itch. The gown fetched $5,500,000 at the auction in Beverly Hills, becoming the most expensive item of clothing ever sold at auction, and one of the most expensive auction items as of 2021. Number 19. 1 cent Magenta stamp. At 0.04 grams in weight, the British Guiana 1 cent Magenta stamp was once sold for a penny when it was first painted in 1856. It is the rarest stamp in the world. The stamp was bought by shoe designer Stuart Weitzman for the sum of $9 million. When collecting the item, Weitzman reportedly tucked the stamp into his back pocket so as not to draw attention to it. Number 18. Flowing hair silver dollar. First minted in 1794, the flowing hair silver dollar was the first dollar coin ever issued by the United States. It's said to have been the finest known surviving coin from the original minting, hence its value. Stack's Bauer Galleries sold the coin for $10 million in New York to Legend Numismatics, a rare coin firm based in New Jersey. Coming in at number 17. Cycladic marble figure. Standing at just 11.5 inches tall, the piece is the only complete figure of the 12 works attributed to the Schuster master known to have survived. The carved marble figure sold for $16,882,500 at Christie's. Number 16. Patek Philippe Henry Graves Super Complication Watch. Commissioned by billionaire Henry Graves Jr., this painstakingly crafted 18-karat gold watch took 8 years to create. The final bid at Sotheby's in 2014 was 23,237,000 Swiss francs. At the time, over $24 million, making the Patek Philippe Super Complication the most expensive auction watch in the world. Number 15. The Fauteuil au Dragon. Originally crafted in white, the chair is now upholstered in brown leather. The piece sold for an astonishing $28,300,000, significantly higher than the $3 million at which it was previously valued, making this antique another interesting entry on our list of the most expensive things ever sold at auction. Number 14. Artemis and the Stag. The 2,000-year-old bronze statue was unearthed in 1920 and depicts the goddess Artemis. It has been said that the piece is a superb example of ancient Rome bronze sculpture and one of the most beautiful works surviving from the era. When the hammer fell, the price sat at $28,600,000. Number 13. Da Vinci's Codex Leicester. In 1994, Microsoft founder Bill Gates purchased a 72-page notebook at auction. The collection of pages contains ideas, drawings, and diagrams from the mind of renowned polymath Leonardo da Vinci. Bill Gates puts the notebook on display at a rotation of selected museums, allowing visitors to see firsthand the innermost workings of da Vinci's mind. The manuscript is one of the most expensive auction items we came across, having been purchased by Gates for $30,800,000. Number 12. Clark Sickle Leaf Carpet. The Islamic carpet, sold at Sotheby's in June of 2012, setting the auction record not just for an Islamic carpet, but for the most expensive Islamic auction work of art and item. After a 10-minute multi-bidder contest, the remarkable carpet was sold to an anonymous bidder for $33,700,000. Number 11. Marie Antoinette's Pendant. This drop-shaped natural pearl pendant sold in 2018 at Sotheby's in Geneva and was billed as a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. The pendant sold for $36 million at Sotheby's. Number 10. Badminton Cabinet. This magnificent cabinet is made from ebony and decorated from fine armolu and pietra dura. The piece is a triumph of craftsmanship, incorporating a wide range of materials, including agate, lapis lazuli, Sicilian red and green jasper, chalcedony, amethyst quartz, and other superb hardstones. In 2004, it broke its own record price and sold for $36,662,106 to Dr. Johann Kraftner, director of the Liechtenstein Museum in Vienna. Definitely one of the most expensive items in the world at the time. Number 9. Jimson Weed. Best known for his signature style and subject of magnified flowers, this particular canvas is unusually large for O'Keeffe. Born in 1887, O'Keeffe is recognized today as the mother of American modernism for her work. Sotheby's described the painting as a strikingly bold and elegant representation of the artist's mature intent and aesthetic. The purchase was primarily funded by Walmart heiress Alice Walton, who helped to obtain the piece for the Crystal Bridges Museum in Bentonville, Arkansas. The piece sold for $44,400,000 in New York. Number 8. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Another record-breaking sale, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO Berlinetta is the most expensive car ever sold at auction as of 2021. The car sold again in 2018 at Sotheby's for $48 million. Number 7. The Oppenheimer Blue Diamond. This diamond is the largest vivid blue diamond ever offered at auction, with its rectangular cut weighing 14.62 carats and previously belonging to Philip Oppenheimer. Bidding opened at 30 million Swiss francs at Christie's in Geneva and was ultimately sold for $57,600,000 to a phone bidder after an extensive 20-minute battle. Number 6. Portrait of an Artist. This enigmatic painting of two men and a swimming pool by David Hockney sold at Christie's in November 2018. David Hockney is a talented painter, craftsman, and set designer. He has been on the art scene since the 1960s and is currently enjoying somewhat of a renaissance. The painting broke records as the most expensive work by a living artist at auction, selling for $90,300,000. Number 5. Rabbit by Jeff Coons. The shiny stainless steel sculpture, created in 1986, was inspired by a child's inflatable toy and has been revered by art critics as elegant and alluding to earlier pieces by Duchamp and Warhol. The sculpture sold at Christie's to Robert E. Mnuchin, an art dealer and father of Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. The price stood at $91,100,000 when the hammer fell. Number 4. Giacometti's Pointing Man. L'Homme au Doigt, or Pointing Man, is a life-sized sculpture of a thin man in the typical style of artist Alberto Giacometti. Giacometti is widely celebrated as a giant of the modern art world. When it sold in New York for $141 million, it became the most valuable sculpture ever sold at auction, and one of the most expensive auction items ever sold on auction, beating another of Giacometti's sculptures, the famous The Walking Man, which sold in 2010 for $104 million. Number 3. The Giga Yacht. The most expensive item sold in an online auction was the sale of the Giga Yacht. The Giga Yacht is a 405-foot-long pleasure yacht kitted out with innumerable luxuries, from a movie theater and helipad to its 18 guest rooms and suites. However, the yacht was not built on the date of the sale. The yacht's design has a unique draw of just 5 feet, allowing her to motor into most ports. Craig Tim, president of 4 Yacht Inc., asked for a half-price bid with the understanding that the actual price would be twice that. Due to eBay's inability to process bids above $99,999,999, the winning bid was $168 million on eBay. Number 2. La Femme d'Alger. Painted in 1955 by Pablo Picasso, La Femme d'Alger version O was created as part of Picasso's rivalry with Henri Matisse that turned into a sort of adoration. The vivid cubist masterpiece sold at Christie's in 2015 to an uproar of cheers, applause, and gasps for a breathtaking $179,400,000. An undeniable entry on our list of the most expensive auction items ever sold as of 2021. Number 1. Da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. A long-forgotten painting, it was authenticated in 2008 as a lost masterpiece of Leonardo da Vinci by some of the world's greatest Da Vinci experts in London. One such expert remarked that the painting had presence. With only 20 or so Da Vinci paintings surviving today, the Salvator Mundi, if indeed authentic, is truly priceless, which explains why it tops our list at an enormous sale price at $450,300,000. This is all for today's list, but before we part, it's time to thank you for sticking until the end of the video. Here's a bonus fact for you. Bonus fact. With this auction fact, most of you will be left scratching your heads. An auction sold Brad and Angelina's breath. Firstly, how do you capture someone's breath? Well, someone managed to do it and even sell the jar for £340 in 2010. We wonder where it is now. If you had billions of dollars in your bank, which item would you buy for a higher bid? Let us know in the comments. For more interesting content, like this video, hit the subscribe button, and press the bell icon so you are notified with our new uploads in time. See you in the next video.